Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I kind of want to talk to you about confidence. Confidence is something that is so important, and we spend a lot of time, not really fully comprehending self-confidence or the values or the effects that it has. So today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about a personal story, something that happened to me. So as I do this, as I talk to you guys, I'm actually going to be doing my makeup. And I'm going to explain something. So, confidence is one of the most important things that we can have as humans. Not men, not women, not a gendered issue, just general confidence. And that confidence starts when you are very, very young. And depending on the people that you are raised around will depend on your level of confidence and if you have self-confidence. Now, when I was growing up, my dad was astoundingly amazing. Truly, to this day, still one of the most astoundingly amazing people in my life. I am very lucky to have the dad that I have, and I want to give a big shout out. So thanks, Dad, because I'm still not using your first name nowadays. And I want to say that he built my confidence. When I thought I couldn't do something, he would tell me that I could do it. If I didn't think that my opinion needed to be heard, he taught me that my opinion needed to be heard. And for many years, I was an exceptionally confident child. As our life went on and we grew, my parents divorced. My wonderful mother moved in with her father. And her father had a different idea. In general, kids were meant to be seen and not heard. Kids didn't have a voice. Women were meant to be housewives. So, as I grew up in that kind of an environment, I learned that I didn't have a right to talk or give my opinion. And as I grew into my teenage years, I learned that I still didn't have an opinion. And it was very, very hard for me because I wanted to be confident. I knew what I was talking about, but anytime I spoke, I would get, if it was out of turn, slapped across the face. If I backtalked, meaning if I gave my opinion and it was different than someone else's, I would get slapped across the face. If I spoke up at all because I was a kid, I wasn't listened to. It was very sad. It was a very sad childhood. As an adult, it led me to a lack of confidence. It's led me to multiple traumatically abusive relationships. I don't say that my trauma caused confidence. It very clearly did not. It caused a huge lack of confidence. And it all stemmed from the way I was treated by my father figure. Unfortunately, and lack thereof, father figures. I had a very positive role model growing up. My uncle, who is a wonderful person even to today. I miss him terribly. Can't wait to see you again, Uncle. And then I had some really negative father figures. People that would drink a lot, and people that would not talk about their feelings, people that would not be emotionally available. All of those things affected me. As a young adult, I ended up in multiple domestically violent relationships. I dated cheaters, and I dated liars, and I dated a lot of drug addicts and people with a lot of problems. I always thought I could fix someone. Truth was, I had to fix yours truly. And that was the challenge. In my early 20s, I had kids, and they got adopted out. And even though I agreed, even though I was the one that said, it's okay, and yeah, these kids deserve a better home, and I can't give them what they need, it put me into one of the darkest spirals that I have ever had to crawl out of. During that time, I thought it was okay that I dated people who withheld love and withheld affection and withheld pretty much any kind of positive reinforcement. I dated people who were misaligned for me. Some were narcissistic, some were asinine, some were by far the most monstrous people that I have ever met. I am very lucky to say that I barely escaped one of my previous relationships with my life. And that, when I was younger, I felt this interesting attachment to this idea of doing dual colored eyeshadows, bright, because it made me pop. I've always been too much of a person, too loud, too honest, too anything for a lot of people to be around. And so after my kids got adopted, I went around those people that said I was too much. And I stayed around them. And I allowed them to degrade my self-confidence and to degrade my self-esteem, to degrade my self-respect. I allowed them to degrade me because I thought that is what I was worth. Turns out I was worth a lot more. But as I went through this very vicious cycle where at one moment things were solid in my relationships, like they were super solid. The next moment things weren't so solid and affection got withheld. If I didn't want to have sex, I couldn't even have a simple hug. Sad truth to the world. And then it was, oh, you don't understand. I'm the victim. No, that wasn't the case. I was the victim. I was put into a lot of very bad situations. Chokeholds. My boyfriend was the victim. Not me, the person that was choked in a chokehold. And terrifyingly clawing at his arm for my life. I can say today that I know that same person. Person is an amazing person. Amazing. Literally done a whole 180. Turned into one of my very best friends. Couldn't ask for a better friend. But he taught me a lot that I needed to know about relationships and what I would and would not accept. And for that, I'm grateful. Again, though, that confidence thing allowed me to stay in that relationship where I was not wanted. I was not welcomed at all because I thought that's what I deserved. And the truth to the matter is, same as me, same as you. We deserved better. We sit here today as unconfident adults, destroyed by a childhood that we could do nothing about. Absolutely nothing. Couldn't do anything about it then. And you know what's sad? We still can't do anything about it now. But we can focus. And we can heal. And we can become those people that we were meant to be. We can make those changes today, together, by learning this thing called confidence. Now, this thing's hard because it makes you believe in yourself. It makes you strive to achieve. And if all your life you've been spent just like me, smack down, you're too much. Your makeup is too much. You look like a hoe when you do that. You're wearing, your outfit's too much. It's too much color. Your personality is too much. Everything on the face of this planet is too much for these people. Guess what? It's okay to be too much. It's okay to be bright and colorful. It's okay to let it go and just to be yourself. You don't have to be somebody special or magical. You just have to be okay with being you. And being okay with being you, in my opinion, one of the toughest things anyone will ever do. For me, when I really realized I needed my confidence and I deserved better than what I got, it was in July of 2019. Or June or July. And I was dating this boy. And we had a good time. Like, we had some seriously toxic problems. But those problems got so bad that I got strangled. And I had marks all over my neck. Bruises. And I was almost killed. I got away. And I ran down my street, screaming, "He's trying to kill me. He's gonna kill me." And that day plays back so vividly in my mind. And it's terrifying. But it was in that moment of running down the street and almost dying that I realized I was worth more. And that asking for the basics, respect, honesty, trust, dignity, wasn't enough. Because when I just asked for the basics, I couldn't even get that. When I just asked for the basics, I got disrespected. I got hated. I gave kindness, empathy, compassion. What I got back was takers. And that's when I realized I deserved more. I deserve someone who's okay with me being too much. And I deserve someone who loves me for me. And I deserved to be happy. With all those old relationships, I wasn't happy. Okay? I wasn't glad. I was miserable. And I was surviving. And if you are in that dark place that I have described, with or without the physical abuse, but just that no passion, no compassion, no understanding, no kindness, no empathy, no love kind of place, I want you to know you deserve better. When I realized I deserved better, I made that change and I got better. I realized I didn't deserve to be beaten emotionally or physically. I realized I deserved someone who, if I said no, regardless of what it was, not wanting to watch a TV show, not wanting to have sex, not wanting to do anything, that my no should be heard and respected. That I should be respected. When I realized I should be respected, when I realized I should be loved, I realized I needed to respect me. And I needed to love me. And after I figured those things out, I found someone who was able to respect me, to love me, to be honest with me, to give more than your basic dignity. I'm not saying it's been no, this is the second time in years I've worn dual-colored eyeshadows. Because I'm still gaining my confidence back. It was shattered. Let me tell you, male or female, people in general have some massive problems with shattering other people's confidence. And in my opinion, that's just sad. So, let's take this as an opportunity to rebuild other people's confidence and to rebuild our own. Remember, love yourself.